But repeated acts of violence against the armed forces of the United States must be met not only with alert defense, but with positive reply.
Will find it honorable. We will demonstrate anew that the strong can be just in the use of strength. My first job after college was as a teacher in Cotulla, Texas, in a small Mexican-American school. Few of them could speak English, and I couldn't speak much Spanish. My students were poor, and they often came to class without breakfast, hungry. And they knew, even in their youth, the pain of prejudice. They never seemed to know why people disliked them, but they knew it was so. I shall not seek, and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
When you think of LBJ as a historical figure, and not just as a president, what do you think of? Do you think of the idealist behind the Great Society? Do you think of the ruthless political operator who go to any measure to get things done? Or do you think of the young man who swore he'd never be as vulnerable as he saw his father? Before we begin, I want to say I won't judge based off personality. This is a biography and I cannot be biased. I won't excuse every decision Johnson made, but I also won't disregard every decision he made. With that established, thanks for watching, and let's begin. The purpose of protecting the life of our nation and preserving the liberty of our citizens is to pursue the happiness of our people. This was LBJ during his Great Society address. Johnson saw poverty as an enemy, almost. Growing up impoverished in Texas, he watched his father lose everything from a young age and spent his career making sure he was never going to be like his father. He was only 28 when he first got elected to Congress, and even then, he had a strive for something greater. It shows how LBJ learned his ways from an early age. Born August 7, 1908 in Stonewall, Texas, from the start it was life of hardship, a sign that he was going to have to work for everything he earned in life. The tension in his early years was obvious. He remembered watching his mother inexplicably break into tears while drawing water from a well. He remembered vowing to grow up and take care of his mother. He had a childhood with no electricity or running water. He recalled traveling across Texas to campaign with his father, Sam "Easy" Johnson, accompanying his father in the Capitol watching Senate Florida bases, and learning how backroom deals were made. This early political obsession fueled him to go into politics at a young age. He rode to and from school on a donkey, 4 miles every day. Other kids poked fun at that so much, he often dismounted in tears. Then his mother told him a story about Jesus riding into Jerusalem on an ass. He never cried again after that, and felt as if the donkey was a white charger. Now, Johnson's early years in school are interesting, and I'm going to explain why. In 1928, a 20-year-old LBJ took a break from college to teach at a segregated school. He recalled the extreme poverty, including seeing students sucking on grapefruit runs from garbage piles, which solidified his resolve to fight for education. He saw poverty firsthand. He lived it, experienced it. It was all over Texas during the time. And he knew that he wanted to do something about it. It's why he went into politics. And it's why he would later on pass his Great Society Act. He would realize that as a single teacher, he could only do so much to help them fight the hardship they face. He concluded this nation could never rest while the door to knowledge remained closed to any American, which ultimately drove him towards his career in federal politics to enact a large-scale change. Furthermore, once he saved enough money, he returned to his studies and finished with a bachelor's degree. After teaching at 2 high schools, he would move to Washington, D.C. to serve as a full-time legislative assistant to newly elected Congressman Kleberg. After the death of Representative James P. Buchanan, he would run for his district, and he would win. In 1937, Lyndon Johnson was officially elected a congressman, his first elected public office, and this would set off his political career.
Hello, Lyndon. Well, hello, Lyndon. It's just great to have you there where you...
His early days in Congress was a period of transactional utility. This was because he was in desperate need to help his impoverished Texas district, and he was willing to do anything to do so. He was aggressively pro-New Deal, influenced by FDR, which helped him with popularity as a congressman.
Hello, Lyndon. Well, hello, Lyndon. It's just great to have you there where you...
In April 2041, long-serving Texas Senator Morris Shepherd suffered a fatal brain hemorrhage. Johnson canceled his entire schedule the moment he heard the news and began to secure campaign financing. After a short election, he would win. However, it would be thin, and he would earn the name Landslide Lyndon out of sarcasm. Johnson rose fastly inside the Senate and would become known as the master of the Senate for wheeler dealing, being able to pass legislation with ease, and being able to be an effective legislator all around. In 1953, after the Democrats lost the Senate, Johnson would become the Senate Minority Leader. There he would block bills proposed by Republicans while also pushing through his own legislation. Using his height and everything to his advantage, he could easily convince a senator to vote yay or nay on a certain bill and pass legislation that could help his reputation inside the Senate. In 1954, the Democrats regained the House of Representatives, and Lyndon B. Johnson was officially the youngest man in the history of the United States to serve as the Majority Leader of the United States Senate. And with that came a mandate, and that also came power nobody his age would have in any other scenario. As Majority Leader, he held the power many inside the Senate did. He was strong-arming people at just 46 years old. He was not even in his 50s yet, and he was the Majority Leader of the United States Senate. The boy from Johnson City, Texas, who watched his mother break down, could now decide the fate of a U.S. Senator.
Hello, Lyndon. Well, hello, Lyndon. It's just great to have you there where you...